So at one point you started working with Canibus.
Shout out to Canibus.
Shout out to Canibus.
Yeah, I love Canibus.
Yeah, I heard he's still mad at me.
I love
God knows
Canibus,
what.
man.
I do too. I remember.
Everybody at one point is mad at you.
Exactly.
Like, except me.
Right. We've always been.
You know why?
Why is that?
Because that's that blood of that politician. You gonna run for president, you better have thick skin.
And I remember when Canibus was coming up to the mixtape circle, he was like unstoppable. Mm-hmm. Like everyone was waiting for the next Canibus freestyle, like on the DJ Clue mixtapes and everything else like that. So he ends up getting dissed by LL Cool J, and he decides to do Second Round Knockout, which you produced, right? Mm-hmm. LL Cool J was not LL Cool J, you know, the actor. This was still LL. People still remember how dangerous LL Cool J was in his heyday at this time. Mm-hmm. When you decide to produce this diss record against LL Cool J with this brand new rapper named Canibus, did you think about what was about to happen? Did you try to talk him out of it? Was there a conversation about this?
Well, I mean, once again, like whether we're talking about second round knockout or how many mics, I'm the scheme master, right? I create an event. So for me, it's always got to be bigger than a record, right? So my conversation is always, are you ready to go? You know what I mean? Is this what you really want to do, right? Because as a producer, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I will create an event. It's going to be crazy. And the world is going to respond, you know? But are you ready to move in this direction? Canibus said he's ready, so we moved in that direction.
Okay.
And we did, you know, Second Round Knockout, which ended up till today being a classic record. Featuring
Mike Tyson.
Yes, featuring Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson was a big Canibus fan. He was brilliant. I was real cool with Mike. I didn't have, you know, it was everybody, we all loved Mike, you know. Mike had the big cats, you know. I even brought out a big lion one time on stage when Canibus was doing Second Round Knockout.
Right, and I heard that kind of went awry.
Oh, depending on the night.
Right. Did your bodyguard have to jump on the lion at one point because it got loose or something?
Yeah, man. It was once again, right? I'm a showman. I could build the show. I remember me and Canibus in front of Western Union. If he's watching this, and because Canibus was all about being hardcore, like, yo, I'm gonna be the baddest hardcore rapper. And I'm like, yo, it don't get harder than us showing up with a full-grown lion on stage with no cage. And you rhyming around it fearless, you know what I mean? And if Pride's watching, he's probably laughing right now, because I remember that one night, man, when the lion decided, I don't know, man, I love animals, you know what I mean? I don't know if they forgot to get a lion a chicken, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, roar, and my man Beast, I don't even call Beast a bodyguard, like, because when my dad was going to die, he told Beast, you know, like, your job is to guard him. But you're not no guard, like you a brother. So it's like my brother. I've seen Beast do like things that I read like in mythology. Like, yo, it's no joke. Beast is a big dude. He caught the lion from behind so the lion wouldn't get loose. And I think that's why till today, no one got really eaten by the lion. It could have been an incident, you know what I mean? But
right.
It was so crazy because you could see how strong the lion is because the tail of the lion was literally wagging Beast around like this. Like we was like in a Mickey Mouse movie or something.
Right. And Beast is what, like 6'5" or something?
Yeah, 6'5", and he held it, you know what I mean? But Beast already know we're brothers. I mean, one word I could tell you is fearless. Like I'm fearless. So for me, I was like, yo, you gonna do this, this is what it's gonna be. But one night, you know, it didn't go too well, but everything ended up being safe, thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
So LL Cool J does The Ripper Strikes Back. When you first heard it, what did you think? Because you get mentioned in it, so tell Wyclef, don't even turn his fucking mic on.
Yeah. Man, let me tell you, LL Cool J is the reason I learned how to battle rap. Like anybody who's watching this, y'all know how dangerous I was in high school. Velsburg High School, Nelly Nell. I study LL, his motion, his movement, his confidence, you know? So once again, I'm a fan of the culture. I love both records. So at the end of the day, I felt like, you know, Canibus had one on that one, you know what I mean? But LL comes back, and then LL threw a shot at me. I was excited. It's the culture. I didn't look at it like, because I used to watch this guy battle, and when I was little, I heard the tapes. So for me, I looked at it like, for the culture, if you look at it back now, it's exciting for the culture. When two men can settle their beef like Shakespeare on some lyrical jousting, yo man, you know, that's why I admire like my man Smack, you know, URL, King of the Dot, all of the leagues, you know, We Go Hard TV, that Crips show up, Blood show up, whatever you are, you bring your gang, bring your crew, but we ain't gonna do this with guns. Let's do gun bars, you know what I mean? So that's what was going on here.
Well, you came back with What's Clef.
What's Clef got to do with it, man? I had nothing to do with it.
Well, the most, okay, well, number one, before I even say that.
I had nothing to do with it, man. I'm just a producer.
Well, The Ripper Strikes Back went to become one of the classic diss records of all time. And it kind of marked, I think, LL Cool J's, you know, reemergence into hip hop. Because a lot of people were not looking at him as a rapper anymore. They were looking at him as an actor. Mm-hmm. And once Ripper Strikes Back came out, everyone's like, okay, yeah, you know, because I guess, you know, the Canibus line where he said 99% of your fans wear high heels, and then LL comes back with 99% of your fans don't exist.
I love it.
Everyone said, oh.
Yeah. This is battle rap, man. It's not, that's what you do. You know
that's
what I mean?
One of those lines.
Lyrical jousting.
So you came back with What's Clef. And the one thing that threw everyone off is at the end of the record, you had supermodel Naomi Campbell dissing LL. Said, yo, this is Naomi Campbell dissing with chilling with Wyclef. I just want to tell you, LL, your record is whack. Why don't you just give up? Why on earth did Naomi Campbell jump into this?
Well, once again, battle rap is built on schemes. Like, you have to have a scheme from beginning to end. And the key to battle rapping is there's some lines that a battle rapper can use, and the crowd no longer want to hear what you have to say. So once again, I'm just the king of schemes. Like, I keep telling y'all that. So how do you go up against a man who every woman knows this is one of the most gorgeous dudes? He takes his shirt off, it's 3,000 packs, you know? Even though I got like 6 packs right now, you know? Yeah. LL's the guy, like, he's the one that make you want to go to the gym. Yeah. It was like the only thing I could do was like, well, I have to find a supermodel at the end, you know? And Naomi, you know, friends, you know? And I was like, this is the line.
And she agreed to do it.
I mean, you know, it's all love. At the end of the day, we talking about this. The greatest thing to me was Big Pun Funeral when I saw LL.
Y'all squashed it.
Yeah. I mean, I squashed it because at the end of the day, I had no beef with no LL Cool J. LL Cool J is one of the greatest rappers of all time. It's why I do what I do. But at the same time, that young gun Canibus, lyrically and the way he was coming to me, has some of the most classic records, like on mixtape, different things that I've heard.
Most people feel that after The Ripper Strikes Back, that was the end of Canibus's career. And Canibus went on to blame you for the beats on his album and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. When you look at that situation right now, what's your take on it?
Ooh, let me see, twins. Gotta be like, what, 20 years ago? You know, it's so funny. These things are so classic. It sounds like we talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
20 years ago, though. I want the crowd to know that.
Yeah.
Well, once again, what happens is we went over to England. You know what I mean? I remember going to London and we was recording. But one of the advices that I gave Canibus was, you see, when you do a record like Second Round Knockout, I think he can look back at this now when he's watching this, right? So when you doing a record like Second Round Knockout, that record is so big and it's so intense, right? And so people are going to expect 11 more beats that are as vicious as like that, and you talking like that. Because it's like at the time, everyone's just counting on you for one thing, lyrical acrobats, and show them that you can dominate the field with that.
Right.
There's a set of beats that go with that. So me, I think now y'all figured out I'm eclectic. I could go from a T.I. to a Lil Wayne to a Canibus. But at the time, as an exec, I could still say it today, I felt like the best person to have finished that project would have been Clark Kent. And at the end of the day, that conversation was had. I was like, yo, go back with Clark, go finish, you know what I mean? Because I felt like what we were doing was a little bit softer. It was more melodic.
Right.
You right? So it could have came later. It was like, think about the first Biggie album, you know? It had to be a certain way. And as the albums kept growing, the crowd grew with Biggie. Okay, you could sing a hook, you can.
Yeah.
But for the first one, after going from second round knockout, they was just, the streets was just waiting for that, you know what I mean? They was waiting for you to create 11 more second round knockouts, not where you diss LL, but where that story is told, you know what I mean? And I felt like, to me, I loved the album. And as far as like, I'll get blamed for things, right? It's okay, because you have to be willing to take responsibility. So if you decide, okay, I'm gonna make it work. And then look, the artist can get frustrated at times and say, yo, man, fuck you, man. You fucked up, you know? But at the end of the day, I respect the frustration, because then years later, I see Canibus. We shake hands and it's all love, and I'm still a big fan of his.